the Alliance and Spirit, the game that we have to cast, and well, it's appropriate that Sind and I get to do this one. We get to do the classic Alliance, one of the strong teams, a big performer. I know you believe they'll actually win the entire tournament, judging by your compendium predictions, Sind. Up against Team Spirit.
Yeah, I have them definitely placed very high. It's going into the tournament for me, it was between Alliance, EG, and eHome as the three favorites. eHome yesterday did not look good, so that increases Alliance's chance. And I'm just excited to see them play. I think they've been looking really strong lately in multiple tournaments since the patch came out. They've recovered fully from being in a slump for like a year and a half. So it's very good to see. They're great guys, and I really wish them all the success that they're having right now.
Yeah, and let's see if they can get off to a good start. Their opponent, Team Spirit, a team which, as far as like predictions go, as far as stats go, as far as any kind of performance since the qualifiers itself, not many people will be backing Team Spirit based on that. Like, they've been having a very, very rough run. And when they do fire up, it's normally in the back of like their big stars, Ramses as well as Iceberg.
Beastmaster.
Oh.
Radiant team pick.
I was actually wondering, because we were talking about this before the game would begin, like what would happen with the first part of the draft. You were talking about Lone Druid being a critical thing. I was like, if you take out Chen and Prophet, then Alliance's really early pushing power disappears. All three of these heroes were taken out, and Alliance willingly gives Team Spirit Earth Spirit.
And get some early push with Enchantress Beastmaster, so...
Seems like a fair trade.
Yeah, I really like this Enchantress pickup. I think when these other pushing heroes are out of the pool already, and quite a bit of the offlane annoyance factor that both Prophet bring are gone, it opens up for this. This is one of the last annoying offlaners that remain in the pool is Faithless Void, and Spirit are going to grab it. Not the best synergy with Earth Spirit ever, depending on how you layer your abilities. It can be really.
I'm interested to see why Beastmaster was picked in the first two. Because I don't know if it's something that Team Spirit would really be banding out in the second phase. And then you're getting it over, like, you could have easily gone for your VS early pickup, which may be banned out now by Team Spirit if they worry about the canister void. Like, why the Beastmaster in the first two? Is it really worth the push?
I think that hero is just underrated right now.
But it's underrated like everything else Bulldog offers. Like, he could have been waiting for this, like, a second phase Broodmother or something like that.
I'm not sure it's Bulldog playing it yet.
Oh, really?
They could play it mid on S4. It's a pretty good playmaking hero. Since the hero received some buffs, it's actually pretty strong in lane, one-on-one. It beats a lot of mid matchups. Yeah, I think they keep their options open this way, and if they want to go super greedy, it could technically jungle. But since they have an ENG, it might be offlane, who knows? We'll wait and see. But regardless, it's just... I think the vision from Hawk is really, really good. And obviously in this, the way we've seen so far, the teams that have been dominating have play fast early, generally. So, Beastmaster's aura to take down towers and comes online quickly with the roar can do a lot.
10 seconds remaining.
I also want to keep in mind too, like Alliance, when we're going through this, Team Spirit did choose first pick and Alliance chose Dire Side. Alliance are renowned level 1 Roshanas. I don't know if we're gonna like flag it just off the first two right now, but they like both Beastmaster and ENG can both at least assist in that.
Yeah, I mean they could try it. It's
I just don't know if S4 is feeling that. Like if they have to, like if they want to make a message early on, it's like always check Roshan, always have a look around for us.
Yeah, because like if you have a plan of sneaking into the level 1 Rosh, you would maybe do it against an opponent that you're considered more evenly matched with. I think it's very clear that Alliance are the favorites for this one, so they shouldn't need to cheese, if you want to call it that. I think they're just going to play like standard lanes, just go in with the strategies they've practiced and try to make the most. For now, ENG Beast. I like the bans a lot of banning out Witch Doctor and Death Prophet. I think those were two really troublesome heroes for them to play up against the Void with. It's gonna be a Quap. So, this is something I was talking about yesterday when teams were given Earth Spirit. Okay, if you give Earth Spirit, at least get a mid hero that can't be abused too hard by Earth Spirit's rotations. Get someone with escape abilities. So at least at level 1, he can't just roll on you and kill you with an orb. Quap's Blinks. I like this. I was asking for this yesterday specifically. Quap or Puck mid against Earth?
You're also asking as well, like,
5
we were having a bit of a
seconds
chat
remaining.
before this game began, and we're wondering, like, okay, how does Alliance really set the tempo? Like, do they wait their 30, 40
Reserve
minutes
time.
before they hit the perfect timing push? And how do you then actually keep pressure on Team Spirit? And, like, you look to S4, like, you look to the mid laners to do this right now as opposed to your off lane, and a hero like a Queen of Pain is able to fill that role perfectly. As long as he doesn't get, like, as long as he gets something out the mid lane. Like, yeah, you can escape the Earth Spirit, but you still need to have a presence in the lane.
Invoker.
Yeah, it's gotta be mid. Oh, they have
Alliance's
Void and Invoker
turn
together.
to
This
pick.
is a really strong teamfight lineup for Team Spirit so far. Alliance looking more for early lane domination. The
Radiant
an Alliance
team
classic.
pick.
It is. And also with the coupling of Loda, that it could be Tiny, it could be CK, it could, like, they also used to run older combinations like Stealth Assassin as well as Phantom Assassin in combination with the Wisp too, so there's no way Goblak on his 5th ban here can hit the mark perfectly unless he knows something through the scrims they've been having previously.
Trying to think of which IO partner is the best
10
right here,
seconds
because
remaining.
Alliance obviously have quite a few options here. If they do like an IO
5
+1
seconds
off
remaining.
lane together with Enchantress rotating, you can put a lot of pressure on lane. Spirit secure
Alliance's
themselves pretty
turn
well
to
with the gyro
bat.
pick. I'm not sure they're completely safe yet. They need a strong lane support for that to not. Or Alliance can just obviously just play it safe and safe lane it. I'm thinking the main appeal right now would be probably a Sven. Seems very good against Gyrocopter. Against the Flak Cannon. I'm pretty sure Godlike's
Radiant
gonna see that
team
and ban
back.
it out. No, he's gonna go for the CK. So I think this is a Sven pickup for
Alliance's
Alliance.
turn to pick.
CK could have also been very good. Although Gyro and Invoker actually do have really good AoE damage together with those.
This is something where, like, if you are a Team Spirit fan, you're gonna be so happy with what's been picked up already. Like, it's ultimate comfort zone. Like, Godblack has actually drafted everything which Team Spirit always plays, is very comfortable with. The obviously downside of that is Alliance will probably be very aware of what's coming out.
Yeah.
10
And
seconds remaining.
yeah, there's the Wisp Tiny pickup for them.
Radiant team
This
pick.
like this draft doesn't feel imbalanced. Like, even with the last pickup from Team Spirit, like, they find one good support that they feel comfortable with. They don't have great control. Like, the only thing which is really good that's up against the Wisp, which is left, is something like a Disruptor, because the Witch Doctor and the Bane were both banned out. So, like, that's the last one that's left. Your laning gets a little weaker with that. Just a little. Well, again, what else can you get?
10 seconds remaining.
Like, support-wise, the only other thing that's coming to mind is
5
Crystal
seconds
Maiden, just because how
remaining.
good she is cleaning out the Beastmaster, like, the boar and such. But she could easily be food as well,
Reserve
just lined
Disruptor's
up.
good.
Just rely on the glimpse. God bless, gonna take his time for it. So yeah, you're
Well,
right.
he's got plenty of it, so might as well think about the options. I think Disruptor is very good. They could try for a Lion if they wanted, or a Lina. I think that's a bit greedy though.
Maybe they're also debating their laning phase. Because you ask yourself the question, like, does S4 go to the mid with this, or do you actually run the Wisp Tiny mid and push S4 into the safe lane?
Yeah. I feel like Alliance can almost do whatever they want with their picks as far as laning goes. That's why it's so difficult for Team Spirit to predict. They could IO Tiny dual off lane with Enchantress rotating. That lane is actually really strong. Then Beastmaster safe lane quad mid. Beast could be mid quad top. They could safe lane IO Tiny. They could mid lane it. Just more in the farming aspect with stacking.
The only concern I'd have is if you did that, then the Faces Void will get in a pretty easy level 6.
Yeah, there's obviously always going to be a trade-off. But I do think Queen of Pain is one of the better matchups against Void, just one-on-one. You can, sure, you can time walk off the Scream, but you use a couple of Shadow Strikes and just keep hitting him out of the lane. Harass, harass, harass. That's something to hear.
Interesting choice with the Shadow Demon as the last one.
It's good against Beastmaster Roar. So that's kind of nice.
I was expecting some kind of, like, harder disable against Queen of Pain, or some better control on the Tiny.
Yeah. Now that Alliance see this, they can make their decision as to if they want to aggressive challenge or not. So I think Godlike was thinking along the same lines. Okay, how are Alliance laning? We need to pick something that is good enough in case they want to aggressively pressure us so we can secure our own, and something that will... Shadow Demon Earth Spirit Gyrocopter potential tri-lane is pretty good. I actually still think Alliance could beat it if they play the Enchantress bottom. I don't think Shadow Demon is strong enough early on. And I'm saying that with a lane that has Gyro. But if you think of how Gyro works,
5
Enchantress is
seconds
actually really
remaining.
good against it with the creeps. Not with her hero, but the creeps just running in, tanking the rocket barrage. They put a lot of pressure. See what they do.
Yeah, let's get into it. So, to start it off, Team Spirit, the best of 3 up against Alliance.
Prepare
One of
for
the clear
battle.
favorites, but Team Spirit, they've been known to topple Giants before, and it hasn't been clean topples, but they definitely are fighters in their comfort zone. So we start off our laning phase. Looks like RK is only going to be he's the only one to actually jump out and TP to get a very early aggressive ward in the mid lane. So they can see what's going to happen there. EGM, is this... So we still don't know our lanes yet. Like S4's walking around with like some consumables plus a mango, so it looks like he was probably going to the top lane.
Yeah, this looks like a safe lane co-op build in a mid-IO tiny. It's almost guaranteed, actually, the item builds they have already in the Beastmaster offlane with probably help from the Enchantress. They're gonna do like a 2-on-2 bottom with a roaming Earth Spirit, probably. And I see quite a bit of potential for Alliance to get a kill there, even with a dual lane, especially knowing that the IO can rotate down. Never forget the quick rotations that can come from either a TP or just contesting the rune and then immediately tethering down into the... Team Spirit definitely have to secure their mid lane and the bottom lane as much as they can and just have Void play alone. Completely alone, and get as much as he can against this.
Team Spirit again try and contest the bottom rune. So they're actually making a play for both S4 as well as Afterlife will battle for the top rune. We'll keep our eyes on the bottom as Loda. Oh, they put EGM on the cliff, and Ramses, he's stuck on top of the hillside. I was watching EGM before up there, and now Ramses has no way down. He's cliffed as a gyrocopter at level 1, and he can't go to the lane now. And even then, they just lost their rating Observer Ward in mid, so Loda gets to tango that one out. This is not the start, and RK is just, he's Warden. He's Warden of Ramses' gyrocopter.
Yeah, they're gonna need to wait and try to ferry out a TP to him now, so Earth Spirit has to commit a lot of time here to just keeping Aki away. If Aki kills this courier, this is like an early game completely lost for Team Spirit. They absolutely can't lose this now. They have to reinforce so hard. I don't think... So they're gonna give the TP to Always Want to Fly. I'm not sure he can just pass it on up here.
He can't. The courier has to...
I don't think he can reach.
He can boulder up.
He could boulder up.
That's
yeah.
probably... That's
Boulder
gonna be the
up, get
safest
TP.
way they can do
That
it.
would be very good.
There we go. So now Ramses can get himself out of there. RK obviously has no stuns, and Ramses comes to the bottom lane. And Godblack in the meantime, he hasn't got any CS out of being in this lane. And Admiral Bulldog's actually been having the time of his life here.
Yeah, he's already got level 2.5. He's getting help from Aki. This is a problem for Team Spirit, to say the least. Already going to be harassing this very much with the Enchantress down there.
Very aggressive observer wards from RK too. He really wants to know what's happening inside this jungle. He was scouted out by a nice observer ward from Team Spirit. So they know that RK is playing very aggressive inside the Radiant jungle,
Satyrs.
but... Okay, yeah. 2 Hadoukens. And the EGM and Loda... Okay, Loda doesn't have enough mana, so he can't harass into Iceberg at the moment. And well, they go for it.
That is not where you want to be. Always Want to Fly.
He's already used his boulder, so there's no easy escape. Goldblack's going to rotate over too. He's got Disruption and Catcher, but now you go for another double Hadouken. With a Tether Forward from EGM with a Spirit damage, they got the kill. There's no way Goldblack can survive. Even Admiral Bulldog rotates over. They'll disrupt up, but First Blood is spilt by Alliance. So not only do they cliff the Gyrocopter, but they've now established almost permanent control of Team Spirit's jungle.
I'm very surprised that Always Want to Fly actually even tried to contest Aki. There is no way this is going to work out well when you know he already has one Satyr and you're assuming he has a second creep. Even if they go together, Shadow Demon and Earth Spirit, I think they both die. Enchantress is just absolutely god tier at this phase of the game against that type of support duo that doesn't have damage. They just can't kill. They need the gyro for it, and if he leaves lane, it's super obvious for Bulldog. So. Good start for Alliance. They're pretty much getting everything they want. They're winning all 3 lanes handily right now on CS, and yeah, this is not the matchup Team Spirit we're hoping for, I think. As lanes go.
But when you have a moment where you get clipped, like in your first game of the Dota 2 Major and your Gyrocopter finds yourself up on a hillside, like, that already puts you into a very negative mindset. They've got to pull themselves out of it. Just bit by bit, slow down the lane, stabilize things. Because you are going to catch up in CS. Like, you are running yourself a Gyrocopter. Yes, you're probably going to have, like, Wiz Tiny stacks coming up. In fact, it looks like they've already... Like, they did the prep work by taking up the trees early on. And EGM's only got 1 stack. Oh, wow. Afterlife. No, he didn't just use that. He just used Time Walk. as Arcade comes in behind. Afterlife got no way to escape this. With the scream, the damage into the trees. S4 gets an easy kill.
These two creeps are going to deal a lot of damage to this tower if Arcade keeps going. Loda at the same time even gets a kill mid onto Iceberg, so EGM getting that rune brought Loda back up to combo range and find him as well. And there's very minimal counterplay from Team Spirit right now. Earth Spirit is now standing in the mid lane, can't really go in at all. Shadow Demon has to be bottom to keep this Gyrocopter safe, who's playing level 3 against a level 5 Beastmaster. That's a very difficult lane to deal with. And Gyro is a hero that usually does, you know, very well in one-on-one matchups, but the fact that he was clipped in the start and Bulldog got the level advantage and then got the first blood in the enemy jungle puts him in such a good spot to play this lane. And when he gets level 6, he could even be looking for a solo kill, so Shadow Demon, he's immobilized by this.
Yep. It's actually like the perfect scenario if you want to have a Beastmaster, not only off to a good start and good levels, but it means when that Raw is up, it's like you can look for a solo kill, and that kind of momentum means that the Necrobook Beastmaster play is easily able to come online and not have to wait forever, like a Beastmaster Iron Taloning the side cam to get all that farm up and running. Iceberg's also realizing the peril of that mid lane. Just the easy move to a toss back of Loda, but they just win on positioning more than anything else at the start of these fights. Until Ramses is able to get a call down, or until you get Chrono up and running, Team Spirit don't really have that great a team fight contest. And Loda, goodbye always on a fly. He's going to try and go for the kick. Gets one stun, but the boulder, he can't go far enough away. The GM just finishes the job.
Just looking at this Invoker being level 4 and not having the money for a TP scroll right now, so he's going to run all the way back to lane. This high ground ward that Alliance had in mid was not dewarded. They had it the entire first 7 minutes, and it's difficult to find a bright spot for Team Spirit right now, to be honest with you. They're at 3,500 gold behind mid at 530. Their support duo is not strong. They don't have their spells online yet. No Chrono available, no cooldown. Invoker can't fight yet. It's like, it looks like they're scrambling for any sort of opening on the map, but they've drafted it a little bit.
I think Afterlife's dead.
Too respected.
Again, the Shadow Strike just... Wait, no, did Arcade... Oh, he's waiting. Because the Time Walk was just baited out by S4, because he went for the Shadow Strike. He doesn't have enough mana for the ultimate, however, and up to the trees and get the hell out.
Barely surviving.
Felt a little scrappy. Queen of Pain because he went for the Shadow Strike early on. He was holding on to the point. S4 was holding on to the point to realize if he won Sonic Wave or not.
And he doesn't.
He went for the third point scream.
Yep.
It's kind of like the older downside when you ran the mid co-ops. You didn't go for Sonic Wave because you just didn't have a mana pool to support it.
He's got one Sage's Mask. He might actually buy a second, start building up for that Orchid, just getting a lot of mana region for this plane to just keep up the harassment. See what he does. I'm still just looking at Team Spirit and waiting for them to try to make a play, and they finally used the Smoke of Deceit on Earth Spirit and Shadow Demon. This is the kind of play that just has to work out. They're rotating to mid, Iceberg is setting up.
The kick's off target though. They disrupt over on the Wisp, but Loda then just initiates onto Iceberg. As Loda, very deep underneath the tower. EGM's going to tether himself forward, but Arcade, he rotated over, which means they get a guaranteed kill over on Iceberg. EGM, he is low, but this are your two supports that committed a smoke gang trying to kill off a Wisp. He almost gets tied up by the Black Dragon. It's not possible. Loda still going ham, but Ramses, that's the bigger rotation. The toss back, and Loda, he walked into the cooldown. Rage put in a bit more of a random position. And with the rotation in from the Faceless Void, he'll find his level 6. And they get a big kill onto Alliance. They bring down the mid Tiny.
That wasn't too great for Team Spirit, but it was good enough. Just trading 2 for 2 right now is good. Even
the swing and golden experience, it's always going to go your way when you're this far behind.
Yeah, they made the rotation though. They committed a lot. They sent all 5 heroes mid for that play. They rotated over the Void. They ported in the Gyro, and that of course is ultimately going to cost them a tier 1 tower bottom. So in the in the grand scheme of things, probably not even worth it after all. But they have to try. If they're not making plays, this map is falling apart very, very soon. So. You gotta look for more of this from Team Spirit, but then just a bit better execution, as you said. The kick missed, and it really impacted the...
They're gonna go on S4. Chrono straight up. Don't give S4 time to get out there with a call down the Rocket Barrage. Really nice position from Afterlife. He actually gave enough space with that Chronosphere that Ramses could move up the side of the Chrono and let the Rocket Barrage damage hit into S4.
Radiant's middle
But the
tower
trade-off
under
is Tier 1
attack.
tower on bottom lane to Bulldog, and he's already got his level 1
Radiant
Necro.
structures are fortified.
Yeah, minute 8:30.
Yeah.
That's very, very fast. He could be looking at a sub 15 Necro 3 on this Beastmaster, or around 15, especially if they get another tower or Roshan.
Dire's top tower
That is a
under
very,
attack.
very good timing. Arceus, however, not too high level actually. Alliance's supports are not really far ahead of the Radiant supports, so
Well, Ake spent most of his time just influencing the lanes or ganking behind.
Yeah.
Like, the only camp he's farmed up was the one where Ramses is right now, up next to the Radiant Secret Shop, and that's because he had vision there. That's another big thing to point out. Alliance had very aggressive vision on the map, but they just lost 2 of their aggressive observer wards. The one, which was deep-watered up here on the hill next to the Radiant Ancients, and the other one directly behind the Tier 1 tower in the mid lane. They now actually, like, they even have a single... They don't have a single obs ward on the field. Like, they actually have to rely on the Beastmaster, Hawks, and Bulldog to see. Not that's really much of a downgrade.
that is pretty much what's happening right now. Just saw 2 heroes farming the
Radiant's
jungle.
top tower
A little bit
is
of
under
family
attack.
farming here from Goblack and Afterlife. Interesting to note, by the way, Goblack didn't skill Shadow Poison. This is a very unusual Shadow Demon build. It's centered around just doing as much damage as possible in the disruption combo, together with maybe a Sunstrike or the following call down Rocket Barrage. But generally, you get at least 1 point of Shadow Poison for the little vision it gives, to be able to clear out stacks and to prevent Blink Daggers and Disruption, but obviously we're not at that state yet for Loda, but it might not take too long.
Always want to fly severe trouble. He's going to go for the kick. Manages to hit both Arcade as well as Bulldog. Also buy him time to get into the tree lines, buy a TP scroll, and just get the hell out of there. He'll make a break for the tree line. The Radiant Creep Wave is going to keep following him until he does that. Are they looking to go on mid? Goblack, he gets the disruption off. The catcher as well is going to latch onto Loda, and then the Chronosphere is going to cancel the aggressive TPs in from Admiral and try and save Loda. The Raw hits on the face of Boy, but that's more! The huge Sonic Wave hits. Ramsey's cooldown still did do a lot of work, and the Loda Tiny is down. But S4 taking too much damage from Ramses with the Scream, the 1 charges. They're enough to keep Ramses alive. Arcade and Bulldog hot on the trail, however. The kick will come through from Always Wanna Fly, but it's a little bit too late. While Afterlife, he's basically gone AWOL. He's got Time Walk mana available, but he can't use both, and now they're going to relocate up for him. EGM, where's the Spirits? He can't TP out. Afterlife does not have the mana for it, and EGM Spirits just... Well, actually, they time out now. So EGM does not find the kill with the relocate.
This is gonna take Afterlife a long time before he can get home. If he walks down right now, he'll be spotted by the creep wave, but he's just gonna wait up here for like a good 15 seconds before he has mana for the TP. Hope he doesn't time walk now, then it's gonna take forever. No. He's gonna keep calling himself in.
Radiant's
Thus,
bottom
again, it's
tower
decent
is
for
under
Team Spirit.
attack.
They got a trade, I think they traded 2 for 3, but considering the state of the game, still pretty fine. They get levels on some key heroes, now it's level 6. They got a kill on Loda, obviously. Now Iceberg will finally be finding his Midas in just a moment.
There's also the fact that Ramsey's got that solo kill onto S4. Because that's what it ended up being. So he got a lot of experience out of that too, as well as money. So the SMY is getting closer and closer for the Gyrocopter.
Yeah, he's actually pretty farmed. He's highest net worth.
Yep. Didn't actually see exactly how much he got for it. So yeah, killing off S4, he got 667 gold for that kill.
Yeah.
So while the Sonic Wave may have looked really impressive from S4, because he got both the Invoker as well as the Earth Spirit, like financially it didn't mean as much.
And you have to remember before that, he also killed S4 top during the Chrono. So he's brought him down twice. Getting a lot for that. So this is what I was expecting from Alliance. At some point this is bound to happen. They have a really good lineup for taking Roche on the Dire. Team Spirit, even if they were aware of this right now, I don't think they can contest it without the Chrono. They are gonna scout it out with Sunstrike. Oh,
They're coming.
Maybe with Earth Spirit. That hero is pretty good, I heard.
They have cooldown as well. yeah, they can't get there. They're not there. Like maybe a couple of seconds earlier if they had a look, but how do you even stop that with Alliance? Like, the lineup isn't that terrific at taking out Roshan. Like, they've got a lot of survivability.
Oh, Stone Kick misses. It's actually perfectly fine. That's a really big whiff. This gives so much information over to Alliance. They're actually dealing a lot of damage. Chrono call down though.
It's 3 of them. Ramsey's can't get close enough. The rocket barrage. EGM is low and he's still, yes, he will go down and be tossed around S4. Another double kill in these fights. Afterlife, he wants a time walk away and he's going to be able to, negating all of that damage of Alliance. Probably going to wait another 2 seconds before he can do it again, and 2 seconds is too long. It's now 12-6 Alliance. Now this time they'll take a convincing fight, even if they do get 3-manned chronoed.
And the problem with that is it's such a good chrono, right? He gets a 3-hero chrono, they have call down on top. Invoker had nothing left. He used Meteor and the Sunstrike on the hero that escaped, which was the IO. And the reason IO escaped is that the kick missed, so he's free to go. He knows there's no other catch that could have caught him right at during the tether. He gets back to safety, and Alliance taking a really big fight there. Looking to not push high ground just yet, but at the very least put a lot of pressure on Team Spirit and start invading their jungle along.
Well, they actually give a lot of respect by backing up. Like when there's no chrono down, like cooldown was coming back off cooldown, maybe that's something they were concerned about.
And Magnetize wasn't used, so
yeah.
They know Earth Spirit has his ultimate. It's very telegraphed in the fight that he uses it. You'll know if he has used Magnetize.
Is this a good tell though for Alliance? Like, okay, so the chrono happened, but like there was no extra damage coming down from the Invoker. The Gyrocopter's damage was kind of minimal as well, and no Magnetize being used. Do they still feel confident enough against Team Spirit where they can take a fight, knowing the Team Spirit didn't use everything they could?
If they get the right initiation, I don't think Alliance can lose the fight. They have Loda with Aegis. If he gets in and just catches pretty much anyone, all of these Radiant heroes are really squishy. Like, it's almost a one-shot. I guess the Gyro will survive. He has pretty much health now with the S&Y build-up. But the other heroes will die to Loda's combo and like one Scream of Pain or something. So if they get the fight on their terms where they catch almost any hero, it's going to be difficult for Team Spirit. So absolutely, they can definitely take the fights. And that's what's so beautiful about Beastmaster, right? They'll just know a lot of the time where the Team Spirit heroes are positioned. They can make an educated decision on what to do. And until then, they can just spawn.
Yep.
It's going to be a 15-minute Orchid for Quap. For good timing.
Is it really worthwhile as well for the Gyrocopter to go into this SMY? Considering, like, Roar is the only other controlling factor they've got that will actually pierce immunity.
What should he go next? I still think he has to get BKB. There's just too much damage.
Yeah.
Tiny's combo, Spirits, Queen of Pain, Scream.
He needs something to get out of that Orchid as well. Like,
yeah,
if he does get silenced, he needs to get the Rocket Barrage, Flat Cannon, all that jazz.
Absolutely. If he doesn't go BKB, he could actually be the Orchid target. Although I think there are other higher priorities for S4, but...
Well, Afterlife's going to be one of them. Can't time walk himself away, Shadow Strike, but nice call down. A perfect 3-man kick and the Chronosphere. It only catches Arcade, but with a boulder forward, okay, maybe it wasn't that great. They lose 2 in return for it. The Beastmaster, well, it looks like Bulldog tried to come in from behind. Iceberg cannot get himself out of this one. Ramp is just getting rid of the Negro units, and maybe he will. 13 HP. The Shadow Strike will fly forward towards Ramses, but does not hit the target they wanted. And now we see if EGM, like sometimes you don't put it past him to go for those kind of things, and Ramsey's actually escorting Iceberg back, just in case.
I would really like to see Loda get a blink over this Eggs. I know that Alliance, obviously, with the IO, can farm really, really fast, and feel like they have good control of the game, so he could just look for that greedy late game build. But it's just, when you have a Beastmaster like this and you have all that vision in the world, Loda should just be able to kill pretty much anyone. That fight was not an example of where he needs the blink, right? Because he got a combo on 2 heroes, but
yeah,
they kind of set it up for him with the way they placed the chrono and walked in. But again, Alliance were not the initiators. It was Spirit making the first move. That's obviously going to be more of a tendency when you can't get in with the Tiny first.
Is it a mindset that Alliance can have, though, where you just wait for the late game? Like, you feel like with the Wiz Tiny, once he gets his Ags, once he gets his Assault Cuirass, like, then you just start taking out buildings and everything is right with the Alliance world.
I mean, there's no problem in playing it like this. It's not like it's a bad choice. It's just, I personally would have preferred the Blink Dagger build, because I think he would find extra kills and maybe in the end almost reach the Aghanim's at the same time. Maybe 2 or 3 minutes later, but then you have a Blink and you've created a lot of space for your team and won some fights. But...
Well, it's mainly the space creation I was thinking about, because you have Team Spirit who are able to, like, they're feeling confident enough that they can initiate. Like they've got the second chrono comes back off cooldown. I was like, okay, now we can go. We've got a high level Sunstrike. Maybe we can get the catcher off. Like we get a pick here and there instead of it's alliance with the Blink Tiny, finding a pick there, finding a pick there, and keeping Team Spear on the back foot and having to gather as 3, 4, 5 even because they're just worried about getting ganked by alliance or being watched by alliance.
And it shouldn't be too scary to play super aggressive as Loda either, right? You know you have a Wisp on backup that can just relocate you out of Chronosphere.
Yep.
So that's why I personally would like. But regardless, the game is obviously looking very, very good for Alliance. They have a big lead, 7,500 gold, 5,000 experience, and they've sabotaged Team Spirit's courier so it can't pick up items anymore.
Wait,
we're looking fine. That's what the pause is. Apparently their courier can't get items, Goblik said. I don't know what's going on with that. That sounds like a really, really unusual and weird bug, but...
Well, you can have the bug where the courier will disappear from you and you can't select the courier, so you have to use nothing but hotkeys. Like, which is a bit of a pain in the ass sometimes, but I guess most pro players just use hotkeys only anyway.
Yeah. I have no idea what's going on.
The courier looks fine to us, but for those who haven't had that, the courier will actually disappear into the ground. It will just be a circle with an animation effect hovering over the top of it. Also like too that Invoker is now like in the middle of a pause, he throws his spirits out to the side. It's like a magic trick. Smoke and mirrors, man. I think when you do this kind of stuff too, the effigies move off to the side. I am very happy that this is Golblack's like effigy. One of the oldest Abaddon players. He believed in this hero a long time before anyone else did.
Yeah.
But that's a very free... Wait, I have never seen Abaddon's face until this point. That's... What is that?
Sure, you can't see it in game.
But we can see it in effigy form when we're paused.
That's like it's inspired by like a female orc.
Have we just cracked the mystery of Abaddon? Abaddon is actually not a man, it's a female orc.
As it looks like, not is.
Okay, they're just a very feminine man. That's just... can never look at Abaddon the same way again.
Oh, that's such a... Oh my god. That's such a sad effigy that EGM has with the orc.
This one?
All dreams eventually disappear. Oh man.
Such a moody kind of guy.
How to be a pessimist? And then load up Bulbasaur's confused.
He's had that one for a very long time.
The Ake one is very...
Hang on, let me go up for your Ake one. The moment. God. I kind of miss this hero. I know I was playing around just joking about like the hero pickup before, but like the Bristleback and the Keeper of the Light combo. Like I was expecting something like that out of Team Spirit, like something more unusual that Golblack believes he could exploit, because that was always like the Golblack draft. It was a thing for a very long time where he would exploit any kind of like imbalance in combinations that he could find, and he'd actually pick it to a point where even if the enemy countered him, he'd still pick it. He's just a little stubborn that way.
Well, I honestly don't have a clue what's going on right now. So, if they can't use the courier...
We can't reload.
How are we gonna solve that right
We
now?
can't reload.
This is such an awkward situation. Did they have to like just play without courier, or maybe they should try to buy a new courier? Maybe that one can get the items.
But then you're also expending another like 400-ish.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money to burn when you're already behind.
I don't think I've seen this bug before. It's so strange.
What, where you can't use a courier?
Maybe once, but it like goes away. You can like try to reconnect.
Maybe you're just like a lucky duck. Like I've had a lot of bugs where you can't hold on, that you can't use the courier at all, so you can't select it. Like it's hotkey only, and even then it's just a circle that delivers you your items.
But if it's hotkey only, that's also fine. Like then they can obviously use.
Yeah.
I always only use the hotkey, so I might have had that bug a lot of times, but just not noticed it.
Mm-hmm. No. Anyway.
So, while we wait for that, I guess we can discuss why your Invoker Wex orbs are in the fountain, and mine are above the tier 4 tower mid.
Wait, what? Okay, so people are like, Sin can see
My
Invoker
Wex
stuff
orbs are
here.
there. He is really fast. He outran his orbs by like 2 blink dagger ranges.
Master of Magic, man. This guy's like an ultimate Houdini. Like you look at his orbs one way, and he's stealing your cash out the other one.
He's in the Radiant Fountain rubbing the courier while you're looking at the
It's the reason why you can't get your items. Iceberg actually stole everything. I'm actually interested to see what Iceberg goes into for this next item. Because you're looking at, like, obviously Alliance is adding a lot of pressure early on. Like, do you try and battle this with maneuverability? Like, do you go for your blink and force stuff? Or is Aghanim still the path you want to go down? And do you feel confident? Like, you got a hand of Midas, so there's more money kicking in for the Invoker.
I think
Do you have enough time?
I think Ags is very good when you have this much setup for him. There's so many stuns that he can cycle his spells in. You have Chronosphere, you have Earth Spirit Kick, you obviously have the cooldown for some slow, Shadow Demon Disruption.
Does he have time to get to the Ags though, before Alliance really start forcing the issue? Because this tiny Ags is coming online, like, well, almost now. Like, he's 237 gold away.
I think at this point you kind of have to bank on it, because the Blink Dagger is not going to make enough of a difference, I feel. He needs to stand far back anyway, probably, and have his team set him up. And if they do it properly, he shouldn't need a mobility item for that.
Unless the Void's like leaping forward to Chronosphere, then you want to go like Insned right away.
Yeah, generally the combo you want to use in Chrono would be Deafening Blast Meteor, and they both have decent cast ranges, so if he's like 700 range behind, that's good enough. He doesn't have to get into melee range. Of course, it's great if you have like that Yule's Blink combo and you can solo kill heroes, but that's not really the position Team Spirit are in right now.
No, they're not.
If he goes for those items and it works, then he's still just delaying his late game impact. And that late game, they want to reach a point when they feel like they can start looking at a late game as soon as possible.
Well, the only way that's really going to happen is if Alliance put themselves into a bad position for a team fight.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of it. Like, that's all this is building up to right now. It's really the point when you kind of wish there was a disruptor pickup over on Team Spirit, so then like you could catch Alliance slightly out of position, glimpse them back, and have something like, and then you got your combo like on top. But like the Shadow Demon, I'm still not feeling the magic out of it yet. Like, unless you want to start kiting with Purge, the tiny, it's
decent.
It's decent, yes.
I don't think they would have picked this hero if it wasn't for Beastmaster. I think it's the main reason they got it.
Just to save that hero who gets initiated on.
But I haven't seen that play yet, I think. I don't think they've used a defensive disruption yet.
Well, how many times have you seen a Roar? Like
yeah.
Like in the times that Bulldog came into the fight, like the one he did it was near the tier 1 tower and he came in behind. Like, I wasn't even watching that part of the fight, I was going further north at that point. But by the time we got down to him, he was dead. And he was
Blink,
and he
by
was
the way.
solo.
Did we talk about that? Didn't finish Necro 3. He went Blink Necro 1. That's pretty unusual. Gives him more solo pickoff potential, but
It's kind of funny you do that as well when you're probably not looking in a position where you can take out more towers on the map. So there's no heavy injection of money coming from that front.
yeah.
So that's also like, they have to keep the momentum up. And Roshan's not like, this Aegis the Immortal is only going to last for another 45 seconds-ish.
I think Alliance can chill and wait for the next one if they want. They should be out farming Team Spirit now that Loda goes for this farm-intensive build. He has Ags and 2 gold. They have, obviously, the Wisp together with him. Farming will be very easy and quick. And they have a lot of safety with them. So, there's multiple ways of playing this for Alliance right now, actually.
But the other advantage is Team Spirit can't stack for the Gyrocopter. Like, you want to look at it like an ancient stack on this map. Once that tiny's got an Aghanim, except like, you just stack once and you farm it straight away.
Yeah, he can easily contest it. And they will obviously, again, the Hawks, very good. Vision is good.
They see all.
Vision is good, kids. Buy wards.
I still want to give massive props to RK. Within the first 6 minutes, like, you could see his movements, and not only just the movements, but the warding. Like, they saw everything. That first TP out where they saw the aggressive Observer ward down, and the fact they took that out as well even gives more momentum to the mid. As it looks like, hopefully the courier bug has been fixed, so we get ourselves back underway. I shouldn't have said it. I shouldn't
Well,
have. I'm sorry, Sin. I'm sorry.
They dropped some stuff and picked it up with the courier. Now it doesn't earn an award that was dropped on the ground first. So I'm not sure what they're paused for. If this is some other items than they bought. The courier's just starting to shit out random items. Okay.
Okay. Yep, that's Luckily, we've got a couple of Valve members in the building which can start looking into this.
That's something. As long as they can at least get their items off it, and it's not as bad.
Nothing's trapped on the courier.
Yeah.
But does anyone actually have enough money? Like, if we bring this... Hang on, that's not the menu I wanted. I want that one. So the current gold, no one on Team Spirit has enough money to actually buy a full new courier again. Like, you can buy a ground walking one, but you can't fly it.
Honestly, what the hell? This is so random. I don't know what to say.
So it's difficult for like the team members to do anything about it. Like, because what do you do? My thing doesn't work.
I mean, you shouldn't be able to just fix this in some random way during the game. I think you have to, you know, if it's a bug in the patch, it has to be patched out.
Yeah.
And they won't reload and remake.
No.
So if
out of the player's
reconnecting
control.
And restarting Dota doesn't work, then there kind of is no solution.
So Team Spirit had to basically play with a handicap up against Alliance when they're already behind.
I think the courier not working is actually not the biggest problem they have right now.
Yeah, I will definitely agree with you. They've got a lot of other bearing things on them.
The main problem in this game is that only Gyro has farm.
Mm-hmm.
We've been talking a lot about him and Invoker looking to make some progression on items, but he is just so far behind. And this Void is ultra under. Looking at minute 17, he has Treads, Headdress.
Yeah, the
Vlad's is minute 20 plus in this game.
The funny thing is, though, I'm still okay with this. Because, like, Faceless Void, like, we've seen the reason why he keeps getting picked up time and time again. Like, this unbelievable, like, Chronosphere timing which you can get from him just opens up the field so much. And Ramses then has space being created by Void as well as by the Earth Spirit. So with the two of these guys together, he's good. And if they do initiate, like Alliance initiate on Ramses, he just gets defensively disrupted.
The main problem is Alliance technically doesn't even need to engage with their lineup. They can just hit buildings. Put Loda in front, you have a max range tether that doesn't break, just stand far back with the Wisp, and they have to go on the Tiny. But all Team Spirit really have is an AoE combo. The single target is pretty weak, and if Loda's at the front lines with Overcharge and then Aegis, killing him twice before he destroys that tower and opens up the engage route for Alliance is like almost impossible.
So then the simple solution is wait till this Aegis times out and prepare for the next Roshan.
Yeah. Their best choice, I think, is to try to fight next Rosh. I think if they give that Aegis, they lose a lane of Rax. That's... seems fairly plausible right now. That's how it's gonna go.
And I can just see that happening.
We need the game resumed, because else nothing's gonna happen.
Stop asking for so much, Syndrome.
Yeah, okay. Let's just theory craft how this game is gonna end and then leave. Alright,
so... You can do the Blitz Challenge.
What's that?
The Blitz Challenge is like, well, normally you do this at the end of the draft. But you work out in like a space of 5 minutes when the game will end and by who.
Okay.
That's the Blitz Challenge.
Okay, Alliance is gonna win this game minute.
It says it isn't. Well, you don't know exactly when Roshan.
20 to 25.
20 to 25?
Yeah, they're winning between 20 and 25.
See, I still believe that...
okay, 22 to 27. Is that allowed?
22 to 20. No, that's fine. That's fine. You can make a 5 minute window. 22 to 27 is fine.
That seems plausible. I like 22.
See, for me, like, if I was gonna back Alliance, I don't think they're gonna do it on the first push. I think they're gonna have a lot of trouble going into Team Spirit. Maybe not as much because Shadow Poison's not there. But yeah. The funny thing is, like, even with all the advantage of Alliance, I still think they will be held out to 45. They'll actually still have to wait until about 45 minutes into the game. Because like their lineup is great for pushing up, but they're not instantly going to wipe Team Spirit. Like, they're going to have casualties when they go high ground. So, and Team Spirit will Team Spirit will make them fight to the end. So on my part of the Blitz Challenge, I'm saying this is going to be more of a 42 to 47. Win for Alliance.
42 to 47 minute win.
Yep. I actually think it's going to
No
take a long
way.
time for Alliance to
No
end it.
way.
Yep. They're gonna back up. They're gonna play safe. They're gonna go for this Roshan. They'll take one Rex on the next Aegis to the Immortal.
There's no way this
And there's
goes
gonna
into
be
the
one
40s.
team fight that goes wrong for them
no.
that Team Spirit will end up taking.
I'd be very surprised if we go beyond 30 minutes. And if we do, no, this game cannot go beyond 35. I really don't think so.
See, this is the reason why you're the analyst and I'm the caster.
But I mean,
I sit here in the fairy world of
cannot,
like, this
right?
is an amazing game which could happen in this way.
It is.
And you're there,
of course
go, this is
possible.
reality.
Like, it's just, it's very unlikely. Let's put it that way. So when I'm saying it can't, it's not like Alliance have an absolutely ridiculous lead and can't lose this game, and mistakes can't happen. Of course they can, but
yeah,
knowing how this team plays right now, what position they're in the game, what generally happens when Alliance are in this position in the game is that the game will end with an.
I will not disagree with you.
If it doesn't, you know, the perspective in this game is that if Team Spirit get one very good team fight, let's say they get a 5-for-1, or 5-for-2, or 4-for-1 or something, then they probably buy themselves literally 10 minutes. But that one fight has to happen first, and
yeah,
it's very difficult to find it, but they have to look for it. It's their way back into the game as a team fight. That's a given.
They just need that opening. First, an opening up against a Hawk and like an army of Enchantress which could be scouting out. Like, you think you've caught 2 heroes, technically you got 4 because the Wisp relocate with the Tiny.
Yep. Yeah, we haven't even really seen them use reload yet. They used it once. And he didn't catch the void top when he tried that.
And then the other relocate was when he came into middle lane to help Tiny try and clean up the tier 2 tower, which they didn't do either.
Oh yeah, you're right. He used a reload there too.
No.
But that wasn't for a fight, that was just...
Yep. And even then they didn't finish the push, so... Yep. Yeah, actually kind of a surprise. Like, has there been any other times? Like, it's just the 2, right? The only 2 I've seen.
Only the 2. Pretty sure.
Oh, interesting. I don't think we could theorycraft this game anymore, Sind. Like, we've kind of hit the limit.
I mean, what we can do is we can theorycraft what would have happened if Team Spirit's early game went better.
What, if they didn't have a gyrocopter on a cliff, like the first part of the game?
Now we can start theorycrafting what happens if Team Spirit do well early.
Well, if Team Spirit do well early, you're gonna get a gyrocopter with a BKB.
Why are we doing this?
And moving into it's we got time. Like the gyro will get a BKB, it'll finish that up, and actually be looking into a damage dealing item. Then Alliance will actually have to worry about like a large amount of damage coming out from just the gyro. So even if the chrono doesn't hit properly, you're gonna have like flat cannon being a real problem for you. The Invoker will then just need to find space to catch up with Aghanim Scepter.
What if Roshan just has a bad day and he's like, fuck it, and he starts running out of the pit? Which base do you think he would attack first? Who does he have the biggest grudge against, the Dire or Radiant?
Well, it's definitely gonna be the Radiant. I mean, the Dire side. Like Alliance has done bad things to Roshan's family.
I guess the Dire side in general has killed him more times, right? Yeah, he probably hates the Dire a bit more.
But why does he then choose to live on the Dire side? Is he a glutton for punishment?
I don't think he chose that. It's like the only cave that's even remotely big enough for him.
You know, I actually want to ask the major question. Whatever happened to the baby eyes that were there? There was a cave in the Roshan pit which had like the little eyes that came out, and we always assumed like it was like Roshan's family sitting inside the pit. And now that cave is completely gone from view.
I guess Alliance killed his family too.
Wow.
They actually didn't even do it for the Aegis. They're just morbid.
Is that now actually what is on these? No, that's Chris Cruel. What's on these spikes? Technically, whose family is this that's currently like on the spikes inside the Roche pit?
That is the enemy team that tried to contest Alliance at level 1 Roche.
So now Alliance is leaving their junk inside of Roshan's pit. Roshan has literally become a garbage dump. It happens after fights with like all the items that get dropped on the ground.
It generally is a garbage dump for items. So.
It's like I need to drop a TP scroll so I can pick this up. I need to drop a salve. I've been carrying it forever. I need to drop a mango. No, you never drop a mango.
All right, let's try something else.
Okay.
You need to cook a dish with 3 different creeps from neutral camps. What would you put in it, and what would you make?
From 3 different creeps.
Yeah. Would you make like a stew or a pie or soup? Ochre Bruce's soup.
I would make a stir fry.
Stir fry?
I'd make a stir fry. Obviously you'd want to have some really tender muscle. So I'd actually use a hell bear to pummel a centaur.
Okay.
Just so you can actually have
centaur?
tenderized meat. Oh, obviously the big one. Come on, like we're making American-sized dishes here.
What if you just took the 2 hell bears and then you have tomato and potato soup?
That could work.
All right.
But
What's your third?
you gotta add the spice, and
Yeah.
the spice comes from the Satyr Perch creep.
Yeah.
Because he adds an electrical tingle to your food.
Yeah.
Obviously, people with braces cannot eat this food.
What about the harpy? The chain lightning harpy.
I don't know, like harpy is gonna be nothing but bone, man. Like it's gonna be the illegal runway models, the ones which like need to go and eat. Like there's just no meat on that.
Which
who else do you got?
neutral creep do you think has the most expensive pelt?
are we like going for like? Is this like an ivory search or something?
Yeah. Who would you make? Like any sort of jewelry or jacket out
it
of?
would have to be the black dragon.
The black dragon hide?
Is
that more expensive than the thunder hide?
It wouldn't just be the
horns?
hide, like you know, like how like the hunters of old, they would like skin lions and wear their
their
stuff.
Say the
It's just
hunters
like
of old when they hunted drag.
when Sean Connery was
Back in the days of Sean
the last dragon. We all know it was Sean Connery. But no, like wouldn't that be like the greatest thing you'd have? Like then you'd have like your black dragon headpiece, but because they look so docile. The black dragons in Dota, that it would be like, well, you didn't really kill a smart dragon. Like the dragon came over and skewered himself on the catapult.
Click the black dragon in the Radiant Ancient camp.
Yeah, it's his face. Like his face. Like come on. Would you if you were in front of a huge army and you had to make them fear you, and then you just had this red tongue coming down the top of your face, and it's just like, do you fear this?
I can't possibly imagine this creature existing in the real world. I just can't.
You know what he reminds me of? I actually don't. I actually think that while he just also like I was about to say he's a vegetarian, carnivore, but he's just like ripping apart this tree. He is like a full-on vegetarian.
That's actually a really good shot. That looks awesome.
I was just thinking he's an anteater because of the tongue.
I don't know. I don't know.
He is licking ants off this tree right now. Like the teeth are a mere distraction. It's so he can just like rake apart the bark, so he can get through into the juicy ants which are in the middle of the tree.
I mean, it's not like they're generally go hunting, so they have to access what they. This is like the only thing they can get.
Well, how do you even survive as an ancient creep? Because technically, like, your food area source, like your resources, are limited to a small area where you refuse to run away from.
Maybe
like,
they do the same thing as seagulls
overcrowding
do, where they like stomp the ground really fast to simulate rain, so that the worms come out of the ground, and then they eat them.
I never knew that.
That's why they do that weird thing. You're like, all right, the seagull is tripping. And they just stand there and they're stomping really fast like they're having the time of their life.
I'm sorry, the only thing I've ever seen a seagull eat is chips.
That's what they eat where you come from, and
because I only saw him at a beach. I've never seen a seagull hunt for a worm by tapping his feet on the ground.
Am I mentioning the wrong bird? Is it seagulls? I think seagulls do that. I'm pretty sure.
Seagulls definitely tap their feet like that.
Yeah, I think so. It's a pretty cool strategy, actually. I wish I could like just tap my feet on the ground and then a burger would come out. Then I'd just take that.
That would
be super good.
I would not want to eat a burger that actually comes from the ground.
I mean,
that's a little like there's got to be some grit in that.
That's a kind of good point. But it's a burger's a burger. So
any goal. Actually, want to know an interesting story about feet?
Okay.
It's actually Dota related too. It's Dota related as well, so we can actually bring it back to the international. TI1, for those that don't know. I think you actually know this story, but the people on the stream may not. But at TI1, the booths were set up so they were connected and the players were staring at each other through the glass. And obviously during the event they realized that people could actually look at the glass and the reflection and see the other screens. So they put this frosting up, so you couldn't see over.
Yeah.
But they still had this box that was connected. And when the Chinese teams were about to go for a gank, they would vibrate their feet in the floor like a seagull, and just like onto the floor, and they're just like because they're coming in for the kill. And Dendy was telling me this. He's like, at that point, they then backed away from the fight because they realized the Chinese were going to initiate on them.
Oh my god.
So they moved away from the fight
This is how
because they heard
the truth
this.
of how Navi won TI1.
Obviously, they realized
They
that
knew every single gank was coming because of the seagull fact.
exactly. we have now realized the reason why they could win that TI and no other TIs.
That's a
Because
horrible.
the boxes were separated every other TI.
That is such a horrible combat strategy. We're coming for you. Here's a warning. It's not like we declare war on you. We declare war on you, and we're gonna attack this city of yours at 12 o'clock tomorrow. Be ready. We will show up with this weaponry, and we will come from this position.
But isn't it meant to be an intimidation thing anyway? Like, oh, the army is coming forward. Are we really stealthy? No, we brought drums.
Or
You
oh
can
shit,
hear
the
us coming
ground is
from a mile
shaking. Maybe
away.
there's an earthquake in Germany, so let's be careful with. Let's go away from our monitors and let them kill us and save our lives instead. What?
Wow.
All right.
You know what?
Statsman's back. Maybe he was using the courier.
You know, I was worried yesterday because I cast the MVP series. Like I cast MVP versus Secret. I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna actually have that much time to talk on a live stream this group stage.
Yeah, that game was pretty cool.
Yeah, that game was really cool. Because they don't let me on the panel. I believe I'm a negative effect.
I'm looking for
Something new. Like
yeah.
you've been playing this game for a very long time, man. But you actually notice, like, you know who a Wild Wing Ripper reminds me of?
No?
Barney Stinson. He can never take a bad shot. Like, you just look at the way his head's positioned. Like if you actually say, like, someone looks like they're wearing a suit out of all of the creeps, it would most definitely be a Wild Wing Ripper.
I'm very surprised that a beaked bird would remind you of Barney Stinson.
Ah, the
do they have in
face
common?
looks like it looks like Neil Patrick Harris. Do you know? Okay.
I don't see it. What I do see, however, is that the Kobold soldier in the Kobold camp actually really does look like a new recruit. It's like something from... That's the foreman.
Are you on this guy?
That's a regular Kobold. There's one called Kobold soldier.
Alright, where is he? Where is he? I can't.
Find it!
Is he?
Yep,
there we go.
No.
yeah. He looks like a red coat.
Yeah. Alright, we've resumed.
Alright. Well, welcome back to the game. The courier is moving items out and transferring it to Gold Black, so yay, everything seems to be working again.
Awesome.
So, now we see about theory craft. What time did you say before? You were
22 to 27.
22 to 27, and I was sitting at, I don't even remember, because really, does my opinion even count when it comes to that kind of stuff?
I'm actually just... I've completely lost track of the game. Gotta admit.
Get you,
bring it
just think like Troy Bolton, man. Get your head in the game.
Alright, there goes Aegis. They will know... Well, we will know. Let's see. That's a really fast respawn.
Yeah, it's within the first minute of the 3 potential.
Yep.
Alright, so you got your items over on Tiny. So you're saying you keep farming up until this point. The Reading Observer Ward from Team Spirit is not close enough to see Roshan. This for me is a bit of a concern. But already, like, you notice the Observer Ward down from Alliance, they're watching the front side of the pit. They know the second Team Spirit trying to even get wards over there.
Yeah.
They're going to be very aware of the vision game of Team Spirit, and now they're actually trying to play against it. They smoke up.
This is a very interesting aggressive smoke here for the top lane. They're assuming someone's going to go and defend against Loda, and they actually have a very good flank move prepared. Aw, the Void. The Void's dead.
Raw's been committed. They're making sure he can't time walk out there, and the Orc is able to ensure that. So 41 seconds without a Faceless Void means a guaranteed tier 2 tower, with a Tiny like you don't go any further than this, right? Like you still look to go down the bottom lane, make sure you don't lose your tier 1 tower there.
They might still go. The Void, without the Void, it's very difficult team spirit. Oh, they actually just give them a freebie here.
They're gonna go for the kick. Always want to flag, can't find enough space with a call down with the kick. That's a big one with Pansies. The Black Cannon work the Sunstrike. They'll pick up EGM. Arcane will go down too. They basically got magnetized into a horrible position. And Alliance lose 3. The kick will be a little bit off target as S4 jukes it around the tree line. Is he looking for revenge? He's got Sonic Wave and Always Wanna Fly is walking underneath the Observer Ward. So they can see him, and yep, Always Wanna Fly is going to go down. S4 just looking to pick up the pieces. He ain't a seagull, he's a crow. And with a Sonic Wave, oh, S4! He goes deeper and goes for more. Now the Void's going to crow him, but where's the support? The Sunstrike's going to hit hard. They need a good time lock in this one, and S4, can he get away? The whole S4, he can't get out in time. Over 1.1k gold goes the way of Faceless Void. That'll finish up the Vladimir's offering, but he's still got a lot of picks before he died.
He was time dilated with like 0.1 second cooldown on Blink, so he couldn't get it off. He had plenty of time to blink, but the cooldown obviously was locked in place. That was still some really ballsy play from S4, honestly. At the end of the day, I think it's a pretty even trade actually. Him getting Gyro and Earth Spirit, but then dying to Void. Void getting all this gold is very crucial for them. It should be his...
It's the
I'm guessing his Vlad's coming out? Yeah, yep. He has that now. Ramsey's BKB is only 800 away. And
we've got boots of travel for Iceberg as well.
Alliance may be overextending there a little bit. They're still maintaining a good lead and should be looking toward Roche very soon when it spawns here in about 30 seconds.
Where did Iceberg actually get all this money? So now he's got BTs, which does delay up his Aghanim Scepter, but he's got another 1400 gold on him. He can pick up the point boost now and sacrifice his buyback. But it's just kind of, and I'm only thinking that because I don't know when he's going to have another opportunity to move out to his own shop. Safely.
Yeah, his goal right now might just be to split push as much as he can just to buy time. For Jared to get the BKB obviously, and for himself to then build into his Axe. I still think Axe is the way.
I suppose he is the only split pusher in the game for them.
Yeah.
You can have Jaro doing quick defense. How's Jaro looking as well? Like, he's got the Mithril Hammer and 900 gold. So yeah, that BKB timing isn't too far out. Let's keep our eyes on Roshan. He does spawn up in 5 seconds time. We flagged this many times during our wonderful pause of build time. Where Alliance, like, this is their critical thing. I'm actually surprised that that Hawk is moving over and not watching Roshan. In fact, S4 is going to walk in, realize that Roshan's alive, and everyone's going to move back over now.
Yeah, and at the same time, this split push from Ake is actually pretty strong. The troll creep being buffed as much as it has been, and of course Skeleton Warriors, will bring this tower down to almost deny range. So if they get both the tower and Roche, actually, they're worried about the smoke rotation from Team Spirit, so reading the map very well. Relocate is available. And I think Alliance's play here might just be push top with Loda as so much that the enemy team has to defend, and then you relocate and kill Roche. Seems to be the idea, so.
Iceberg just broke out of his mode to kill off the Hawk. And he's gonna leave 4 spirits inside the pit. But yeah, you're right, this is the best play. Like, why does Alliance have to fight 5v5? Like, they don't have to. Mega Team Spirit has to choose the trade. But this is what Alliance just functions so well at. Like, they know exactly what they can get away with. Like, it's not even just like you can call it like rat kind of style, but I didn't even think that really applies here. It's just, you know what is going to be the better trade. You force heroes to TP back and defend on top. You saw the Gyrocopter there, which means you know Roshan Pit is a lot more open.
Yeah.
And Iceberg, like, what's he gonna do now? He's gonna Sunstrike, like, scan for this? Yep, that's exactly what he does do, but it's already too late. You got Necropulse Tim there, Roshan's in half-life, they cannot reach it in time.
And this is going to be Loda getting the Aegis and then his BKB, and then we're looking at the high ground push. So I'll see if they can force out the GG before 27, or if Team Spirit bought enough time for that prediction to be wrong. Loda needs 300 gold, he's going to take this ancient camp. I think it's go time straight after. I don't see Alliance wanting to wait around any longer.
Iceberg bought out, man. He bought a Blink Dagger, not the Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah, well, if they think the GG push is coming now, then it's better than having a point booster, probably. Right now, just having that bit of mobility. I'm not sure this is the right approach, but again, from a split push perspective, this item is better. Like, it allows you to go that extra bit further. You can't really get relocated on because you can just blink away. So that part of it is definitely good. But in the raw 5-on-5 team fight,
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Well, this is nice for Team Spirit. It's taken them almost 24 minutes to do, but they're going to finally get a tier 1 tower.
Yep.
As Alliance, there's little reason to defend this. They're already going to be filling us a bait. And always when a Fly's looking to amplify everything, like that Veil of Discord pickup from him is really just, you kind of feel like they're just enabling Ramses.
It's so good for their lineup in general. The Veil is exceptional.
Radiant's bottom
It's good on
tower
Earth
is
Spirit
under
alone. Like
attack.
you would buy it just for yourself. But then you also have Call Down, you also have Rocket Barrage, you have, I guess, no Shadow Poison yet, nope, but all Invoker spells are obviously apart from Sunstrike have really good synergy
Radiant's
with it.
bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower
Here we
has
go.
fallen.
Alliance starting to push out bottom.
Yeah, still got one remaining tower outside to
That
kill off.
rotation top from Team Spirit might have actually pushed Alliance far enough not decided to go high ground just yet. We're gonna take the mid tier 2 instead, it looks like. So building their advantage before they go in.
They're still burning time on this Aegis while they do it. Like they've almost used 2 minutes out of the 5 of the Aegis.
And Alliance, they're just looking for an opening. Bulldog is out scouting with his summons. If they find anyone, they can raw relocate and kill off. But Team Spirit are reading the map pretty well right now and not getting caught out. Still, they lost the Ancients like you talked about. That stack is now being taken by Loda.
Yeah.
And Alliance, they should be building it pretty... Yeah, they've gained quite a bit of gold in the last few minutes. They're just out farming them. So...
That Void's gonna get out of there right now. Beastmaster playing raw. The Necro units were still up. Originally, I think these guys were only intended to being like a D-ward, realizing the Team Spirit moved aggressively through the Alliance jungle. But now you got the Void in the sidelines for 42 seconds. The push down mid is the trade-off now from Team Spirit.
Dire's middle tower is under
So they
attack.
try and force Alliance to turn around. Fortification's available for Alliance. If they want to try and fight this, they can do it. Relocate's available for EGM too, but Team Spirit just knock on the door, and that brings Alliance back. So the opening isn't really created by having Void on the sideline.
just getting trades right now from Team Spirit is just very good. They end up not getting the tower, but they bought quite a lot of time.
Dire's bottom
They just take bottom
is
tower
under
instead.
attack.
Yep.
Like Iceberg.
TP from Quap,
Dire's bottom
and he doesn't have anything to break that.
Radiant's
Nope.
top tower is under
What's that
attack.
bottom lane though, Loda? He actually gets the 10-second BKB duration of Ramses burnt. Caught him out in the bottom lane.
Middle tower is under
Alright,
attack.
Alliance, you've got 50 seconds. Let's go.
EGM. Oh, really? Oh, 8 HP! He drops to 8.
Calculated.
He could not calculate. Okay, maybe he could have with max Sunstrike, because that wasn't a max Sunstrike. But 8 HP EGM, living life on the edge. Loda's still working into this Assault Cuirass. Has he actually got... Okay, so it's the mech recipe coming out to EGM. On the courier.
Oh, disruption.
Is he just it feels like they're just trying to buy time. Like the kick comes through, they slow down Loda. Your current, like every ulti is up for Team Spirit. Like, they got everything apart from the money for a Blink Dagger on Void. Like that'll be like the only thing they're missing right now.
A pretty good position here, just trying to get some
Radiant's
information.
middle tower is under attack.
Tower will fall now.
Radiant's middle tower
Little bit of
has
football.
fallen.
Really do too much. And Alliance will play it safe once again and farm up. This Aegis is not going to be used at this rate. They will get the AC. Maybe they're going to wait for the next Roche after this one. Just a couple of things that happened in the last 5 minutes kind of have delayed them. I don't think they were, with the early game they had, that they were planning for it to take this long. But Team Spirit have been making quite a few good plays in the last 5 to 10 minutes that have put them in a fighting position at least.
This is what I was worried about, like, and this is the reason why, like, I put a longer time duration on this game, where Alliance just don't feel like they can just run into Team Spirit. Because if one fight goes wrong, then you give Team Spirit a window of opportunity to get back into this game with just a really farmed up Gyrocopter and great control from the rest of Team Spirit. If 2 fights go wrong, then maybe you actually lose the game. But right now they're just not wanting to take the risk. They slow it up. Don't lose the opportunities. Afterlife, oh, he blinks. Forward, catches the Beastmaster. Iceberg on the edge of the Chronosphere, but the kick's still going to kick in perfectly. S4, a nice little wave, but they relocate Loda in. The Magnetize might be down, but Loda's BKB will protect him. As if now, okay, there's S4. He's chasing out the Ren. He wants the big kill. He wants the Gyrocopter. Everyone else is just like, well, it's a consolation prize. The Blink 4 from S4, he's got him. The Shadow Strike will connect. Ramses attempts to TP out in time, and he's actually going to survive because of that. S4 blinked in. Iceberg's there with a cold snap. Earthspirit will now fight back, but Iceberg, there's just so much damage coming out from Arcade. Those Lancers just flying. So 4 heroes lost for Team Spirit. The gyrocopter remains alive.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Just barely. That's their saving grace. If he had 5x2, they would have lost so much gold here. They're still losing a hell of a lot, but maybe they can defend.
There's still no Aegis in the hands of Lotus. That's got to be kept in mind.
Got Val on everyone.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Ramsey just used his cooldown. He doesn't have flat. Well, he's got 2 charges of flat cannon available.
Yeah, it's too late.
So they can just kick him. But that Rax, okay, Afterlife. He's trying to distract him or do something to dissuade Alliance from continuing this attack. And they're able to do so. Alliance will just settle for the melee Rax. They got another, like, maybe 2 minutes until Roshan's up.
Loda's making so much progress on the items. He's got his AC plus another 1300 gold ready.
Shiva's just got finished as well on S4.
Yeah. They're closing in on a 20k lead, right? Yeah. It's starting to look very good now. That was the fight that they couldn't lose that hard and still have a fighting chance in the game. Because again, Alliance can just chill and take the next Rosh, and then that one will have Aegis and Cheese. And then I dare say, then this game won't go in. Like that's like the limit of how well Team Spirit can handle this one.
I'm kind of surprised that in a game like this, you're going for a butterfly build over on a gyrocopter. Like, isn't that normally the item you go when you feel like you're getting good momentum?
The evasion is very nice against a hero like Tiny. He hits super hard, and having the evasion will allow you to have a chance at man fighting. The attack speed is great for dealing out your damage very quickly with getting all the flat cannon hits off. Because their lineup wants to burst, right? They don't want Alliance to get a chance to reset and re-go with their Wisp. So from that perspective, I can see it. The problem is the evasion doesn't work against the cleave. So if Loda's hitting someone else, he's still going to take the full damage instead of having a tank item. I don't know. I don't know if there's a better choice, honestly. I'm just trying to think of what he could get. He could go for a rapier and just, you know, full YOLO it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been against that because if you're Team Spirit right now, you have to realize how far behind you are. At the same time, he doesn't have very good items for activating the rapier. Attack speed is below without it.
Unless Invoker wants to start giving him a Alacrity.
That is true. They could play with that, but it's only level 2 Wex.
Yeah. So not that terrific. It's still something though, and they need to actually make sure that Ramses is buffed up as much as they can for these fights. Keep him alive. It looks like Team Spirit. No reason to wait. They're going to come into mid lane to try and fight, but Alliance already smoked up and prepared for this. Loda. There's the poison from Gold, like they're trying to a bit of a scout. They go on Bulldog with a cooldown, and he's going to get the Necro unit off, but where is that Chronosphere? Hasn't come out just yet. Instead they use the Magnetize and Ramses. Okay. S4 just tries to man mode against it, but it's RK with the damage from range does the work, and now the Chronosphere kicks in. But RK as well as EGM, they're playing the combo game, and that could be the game right there. They've lost 4 heroes, they've lost 5 heroes. A triple kill for S4. The only sacrificial lamb was Admiral Bulldog.
That was not a good chrono. He actually caught 2 allies and 1 enemy in that chrono, and for that to work, I think his call of going for the chrono and quad is the absolutely right one. He had one unloaded, but there's no way they would have killed him. So he has to try for the flank play, but catches 2 of his allies on the edge of it, and then no one's there to deal damage. So that's pretty much the end of it. We're talking like 50 range on both of them. They were just inside the edge of it. In the heat of the moment, you got to make decisions there, but yeah. I think even a perfect chrono that is still a loser. That was the only play he had.
They're going to try and have a crack at Loda. Well, the tether. EGM tries to go for it. Remember, he doesn't have his relocate disruption on the Loda. It's like a fair chunk of damage. 80 seconds on the sideline for him, and S4 also blinks at the tree line. A quick poison from Gold like Tornado, just a second too late. They got 1,400 gold for killing off the Tiny. The downside is it all went to the Shadow Demon.
Yeah.
But at least he can afford an Ether Lens shortly. As if the Courier, yeah, actually he's got it now. But you've just lost your mid racks, you've just lost your top racks. But Team Spirit will fight to the end. Is that a... Okay, it's Loda's Demon Edge.
Yeah, he almost has MKB. He has 1 Javelin in his stash. So, Alliance, yeah, they're gonna get the next rush when Loda spawns, and then they're gonna go bottom with the MKB. Just go hit hard. He's already preparing for that butterfly on Gyro, which, as it looks right now, will be coming out before the game ends. Getting a decent chunk of gold here from this top wave, and a few hundred to go. But Alliance just has so much margin for error now. When they get that Aegis, 25k gold lead, 20k XP, they can make a lot of misplays and still be perfectly fine.
I just find it interesting that this is like this isn't exactly the way I thought this match would roll out. Like Team Spirit, the 2 fights they lost. The first one happened like up in this area here, like with the Faceless Void being aggressive, trying to find an opening. The second fight happens a little bit further up in mid lane, up here. Low top lane, S4, nice kick, and S4's gonna go down. Like this is what they wanted to do in the mid lane, like a quick pick and then just get the hell back and have more control on the map. But they fought all the times, the big fights, when they lost Raxus as well, it was outside of their base, and then Alliance just pushed in and took it. But Team Spirit's high ground defense is unbelievable, if they can just play from there.
But at the same time, you can't keep conceding map control with their lineup. You can't just let Alliance farm everything with this tiny, you know which way it's going to go. So you have to look for plays, and it is difficult, and there is always a better position to take the fights in, but Alliance are a clever team. They're not going to give you that position. So they're just gonna, if Team Spirit hide in their base, Alliance like, cool, I'll put a Hawk outside your base and we'll farm both jungles and all 3 lanes. The game only ends 1-1. So you have to try.
Is Alliance gonna? Yeah, it looks like Alliance is going to concede this tier 2 tower. 30 seconds until S4 is back again. Fortification will buy him a fair chunk of time. And they just used Ramses on the front line. Loader can't initiate on him because obviously he's going Monkey King Bard, not Blink Dagger. The bottom lane also pushing a little bit too far. The Team Spirit will have to retreat. So they just concede the mid tower. But this now gives, I believe Ramses, yeah, let's actually just move to our buyback status. This is probably the most critical menu right now.
He used it before.
Yeah, he did. So he's got 4 minutes until that's back off cooldown. The Earth Spirit will have his though. Like it's off cooldown in 5 seconds and in 100 gold.
What was it I said? There's no way in hell this game goes beyond 40. That was my literal quote, right?
Yeah, it was.
That was like how far I was willing to stretch how well Team Spirit could do.
I think I said 42 minutes.
And the space Alliance could give.
I don't even remember what
you said 42 to 47 or something like that. And I was like, no way. We're actually closing in on it, but I do think this here is the end of the road for Team Spirit as far as this game goes.
If Team Spirit don't, like, this is it for the fight. Like, if Alliance take a big fight here, then this game is over. But Team Spirit, this time for the first time, they're actually going to be defending with 5 players inside their base. Disruption's already over on Loader. Actually going to start with a Purge as well. Onto Loader, so Randy follows up. Where's that Chrono? It caught EGM and didn't get Loader, however. And the tonic wave from S4 is almost all of Team Spirit. Arcline is dying to Arcade, but they've lost practically everything. Randy cannot defend this by himself. Buybacks or not, GG is the call. Alliance will end up doubling the kills of Team Spirit, taking it in 36 minutes, 32 to 16. They were the favorites for this game, but it wasn't a simple affair.
No, they looked very dominant in the early game. That was the Alliance I was expecting to see, but then they gave Team Spirit a little bit of space and made a couple of smaller mistakes that all add up, but still, there was no point in this game when you felt like Team Spirit had a real fighting chance after minute 10. It just seemed like at some point you just knew this was going to happen. And in that last fight, Bulldog with a couple of style points, getting the double roar, and Tiny just clubs